allow me to explain. I shall begin with who I am not. No doubt many of you had the opportunity to attend the 90th anniversary celebration dinner for the United Way of York County in June, yes? And it perhaps might cross your mind that I bear some resemblance to the gentleman who spoke that evening, one of the founders of the United Way of York County, Monsieur P.A. Alexis, yes? Well, while we may look somewhat alike, and while clearly we are both debonair and handsome, let me assure you, I am not he. No, I am your humble servant, Alexis de Tocqueville. Merci, merci. Yes, it is my privilege to be the man for whom your esteemed society is named. My purpose here this evening is to thank you for being part of it, to thank you for the work you do on behalf of the United Way, and perhaps to explain why the United Way would choose to name its major gift society after one such as myself. Now, let me hasten to add, my friends, if you have never before heard of me in your lives, please do not fear that I shall be offended. Certainly not. After all, it has been many, many years since I have been, how do you say, in the public eye. You see, I was born in the year 1805 in Paris, and I died in 1856 in the city of Caen. So you see, I am very French, very old, and very dead. But during my life, it was my privilege to be a member of an old and distinguished family of France, as is reflected in my full name, Alexis Charel Henri Clarel de Tocqueville. But this is so time-consuming, yes? And as you are all friends, as we are here in America, a land which is so much more efficient with language than we French, please, let us keep it, how do you say? Short and sweet. Simply my surname, Tocqueville. Now, why should history have heard of one named Tocqueville? The answer begins in the year 1831. I was 26 years old and serving my country in a modest capacity as a magistrate, a member of the system of justice. Then the French government called upon me to study prisons in America. And thus I was handed the opportunity of a lifetime to journey to this land of which I had heard and read so much, and to share that experience with my very good friend, Gustave de Beaumont. Together, bonjour. Together, we traveled this continent for 9 months, visiting New England, Eastern Canada, and many cities in the United States. New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Cincinnati, and yes, even La Nouvelle-Orléans. New Orleans. You see, my friends, my pretext was to study your penal system, but my passion was to make a deep and thorough investigation of what was then the world's first and only completely democratic society. You see, democracy has always fascinated me, and I think of it as an equation, yes? A balance between equality and liberty, between concern for the individual and concern for the community. Now, in contrast to my own aristocratic focused Europe, in America I found a society where hard work for an honest wage was the dominant ethic, where the common man enjoyed a level of dignity which was unprecedented, and where the emerging trends of individualism and market capitalism were taking hold to an incredible degree, and growing with them the fruit of liberty. Ah, Gustave and I had such an adventure in your country. In 1832, we returned to France, and there we published our report, The Penitentiary System in the United States and its Application in France. But, to be honest, my friends, I was much more excited to write about that amazing American society of which I had just spoken. So, I devoted the next 2 years of my life to writing what in the fullness of time would become a very famous book, Democracy in America. It actually ended up being 2 volumes. If you have not yet noticed, I can be somewhat long-winded. Pardon-moi. But there was so much to say. You see, in these volumes, I wrote about how the rising equality of social conditions was impacting and bettering both the individual and society as a whole. Now, because of this book, I am humbled to say that I have gained some small measure of fame among academics. My work was proclaimed a classic, and it secured me a place as a noted political observer, philosopher, and sociologist. Even to this day, there are still people who read my books. Ah, this reminds me. Monsieur Woods, later you must explain to me, what is this Kindle that so many of my readers have? But no more of me and times of old. Yes, we are here tonight to talk about you and the United Way and the passion for its work that brings us here to gather this happy evening. My friends, the United Way of America formed the National Tocqueville Society in the year 1984. Its mission, its purpose, is to deepen individual understanding of and commitment to the United Way's work to advance the common good by creating opportunities for a better life for all. And my friends, I am humbled that a society which should bear my name would include people like you. Philanthropic leaders and community champions who choose to give so generously of their time, talent, and resources to support the work of the United Way in increasing, long-lasting, and permanent change by tackling the most pressing issues this community faces. Vive la société! This is what I say and what I believe. But I also beg permission to offer you a small word of encouragement, yes? You see, I continue to be fascinated by America and to follow her doings. And I know that your country, like mine, continues to face many difficult challenges, even to this day, no? Yes, indeed. And I want you to know that it is all right. Does not every society, every era face its challenges? And more than that, this is America. I am quite certain that the American spirit will endeavor, persevere, and overcome. Permit me to express it in this fashion, with one of my most oft-quoted statements. America is the richest land in the world, rich in natural and human resources, and rich in talent on how to work towards positive change. What a wonderful way to be, no? I tip my hat to this amazing land. Here is to America. But my friends, more immediately, here is to you, the members of the Tocqueville Society of the United Way of your country. I speak for countless in my community, in our community, when I tell you that I am impressed and grateful beyond measure for your commitment and generosity. And I wish for each of you the most long, prosperous, and rewarding lives, yes? Absolutely. You know, truly, it reminds... you must forgive me, my friends, I have once again become long-winded. And I have committed an even graver sin. Madame et Monsieur Smith, pardonnez-moi. I have interrupted the feast. But as long as I have, I must say, my friends, I hope that you have chosen to drink French wine. But I suppose this is neither here nor there, no? What matters is that each of you, each of us, chooses to drink so deeply from the cup of compassion, yes? From the cup of service to others. What matters is that you care enough to give back and to do your parts to help make this community the best that it can be. Ah, bon travail! Well done. And, merci. Je tout le souhaite, tout le succès possible. I wish you every success possible. Merci, les amis. Thank you, my friends.